stay right there because Jeff Keith of Tesla is coming right up, and he's here to talk about the new Tesla single, Time to Rock, and the eventual upcoming new album, whenever that may be, we don't know. Tour dates, live shows that are planned, plus some old shit like modern day Cowboy video shoot, touring with David Lee Roth, what inspired the powerful tune, song, and emotion, and much, much more. Stay right there.
Speak to Chuck.
Yes, this is him. Hi, how's it going?
Chuck, going great. How about yourself, buddy?
Great, man. I love the energy. I thought I was going to have to bring the energy, but you're bringing it for me. I love it.
All right. Well, hey, man, we both got energy.
Yeah.
And sorry I had to push it back an hour, but I just had a family emergency that happened. So here I am.
Was everything okay? I mean, we can still do it today.
Everything's fine. It's hey, we always got to be at all times be ready to renegotiate and re-navigate in life, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm sure you know all about that, doing concerts and tours and making albums and.
Sure.
Yeah. So the new song, Time to Rock. I love this. I mean, you know, you're not creating a new genre. You're just doing a nice, great old-fashioned hard rock song. I love it. I've heard it. The song is not going to be released until August, but you are playing it live, right?
We are. We've been playing it live since June 11th when we played our home show here in Sacramento. And so we played it live, and we just have just kept it in the set. You know, because it's like with all Tesla songs, we like to have that raw live feel. And this song is totally just got that raw live feel. And so we've only played it live, and but I know a video and a single's coming out, I think August 6th. But love it. It's, you know, that's that kind of song that we just, you know, everything we might have going on when you go to a concert, you want to just kind of let your hair down, and this song is exactly about that. Just like kind of just not let things go, but just drop them down and still holding them into your hands tight, but just let things go and let your hair down for 4.5 minutes. Time to rock.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's such a well-crafted, well-written song too. How did you write the song? Is it a whole band collaboration? Or you and Frank?
Well, actually, Frank lives up on the other side of Folsom Lake from me. I live off of Interstate 80. In the Roseville area in Granite Bay, and then on the other side of Folsom Lake, it's about a 20-minute drive, 25 if there's heavy traffic, and I drive up on Highway 50 to Frank's house in Cameron Park, and we get together and put ideas together, and he'll have a riff, and then we take the riff, and then we'll say, hey, let's go here with it, and let's go there. Then I go home, and usually it's on Thursdays, and then I go back up next Thursday. We'll kind of take it here, and then once we got where we felt like things were, and I take it home for the week, and I go, okay, Frank had come up with this. How about something like Time to Rock? I went, okay, let me take that idea, and I went home for that week and put the words together, and then go up to Frank, laid it down as a demo, and me and Frank together, and we go this, and hey, and he's going to add this part, and here, he says, hey, you know, maybe add this in there and what you got there, and next you know, we created this demo, and it turns out then with, you know, technology with Dropboxes, he can send it to each member of the band. They put their parts down, and Dave actually lives in Oakland, so he came up, and C. Brown, he lives right here in Sacramento. So it's a band collaboration, but it starts out with, you know, in this case, with me and Frank just getting together and just hanging out, and then putting something together and taking it here, taking it there, and we take it around the block a few times, and next you know, we've got what is going to be the single. And my vocal was just a one-day demo. I planned to re-sing it and everything, but Frank says, hey, I think it's great just the way it is. And I went, hey, I love live, because Steve, for me, when we write a song, I'm looking at it as if we play it live. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do, is to play music live. I love the studio. I love records. I love writing songs, but it's playing it live.
Yeah. Is there going to be more? Is it just a single, or is there going to be a full album?
Okay. Well, right now, we have talk of, putting maybe another album together within the next year or two. But right now, the way things are with these, what do they call them, smartphones and stuff?
Yeah,
and
those things.
You see, I don't go on the internet, so I don't know all the typical names and titles for things. But evidently, you can put a song out as a single. So it's kind of like, goes back to the days where the guys were explaining to me. It's like how artists used to come out with a 45 record with a B-side, and that's how they used to release just about everything. And then, of course, it gets to maybe the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they start coming into the album idea. But see, I get it all wrong, so I'm probably getting things wrong. But long story short is it's coming back to where now with the internet, you can download a song as a single. So right now we're just doing we did Cold Blue Steel.
Yeah.
Now we're doing Time to Rock. And sure, we'd love to make a record, but right now, we're just very fortunate to be able to do these singles so far.
Yeah, well, I'm loving the singles. Like I said, it's a great song. I feel like pretty much everything you guys have put out has been good. So keep doing it, because I know some bands stop making new music because they don't have to. But I think if you're good at it, why wouldn't you continue to do it? I know it's probably not profitable, but the fans, I mean, as a fan, I love it.
Well, thank you, Chuck. And you know what? As a band, we love it. So we're not trying to win no popularity contests, never were, and never will. And we love to write music. Now, like you said, some bands can go, well, we can just go out and for the rest of the time and just play off of our catalog. And we prefer to write songs. We just love to write songs. And we don't try to be anybody, but we're not even trying to be ourselves. We're just being ourselves. And, so we're not trying to go with what's the new blend. When grunge came in, it was like, oh boy. Some people tried to write grunge, and it's like, it's not your cup of tea. Our cup of tea, we always stuck to our roots.
Yes.
And just wrote what people might consider 80s hair band, because we came from the 80s. We still all got our hair, and we don't try to be something that we're not.
Yeah.
And, like you said, never mind profits, but we were just always stuck to our roots, and our fans, they love us for that, and we feel great ourselves about it because we stick to our roots. We're just who we are. That's just who we are.
Yeah, well, you say 80s hair band, but I think one thing that sets you guys apart is I don't remember you guys ever putting on the makeup and the spandex as much. I mean, you're more just like jeans and T-shirts kind of guys, from what I remember.
Right. Well, now, if you watch the first single we ever released was Modern Day Cowboy.
Yeah.
Now, we had somebody putting the Aquanet and all that stuff and a little, not eyeshadow, but what do you call eyeliner, a little bit stuff. And it's like, and I remember doing that video down in Long Beach at this old theater. I remember this poor gal, she took probably 30 minutes doing the makeup, for the video so your skin don't shine, all this stuff, and then doing my hair all up. And I get out of the chair and I look in the mirror and I go, oh, no, I can't have this. I start patting it down. And she goes, no, what are you doing? So it took her another 15 minutes to spice it back up. So if you watch Modern Day Cowboy, that's the one where, where I could honestly say, I know I was there, that we let them put hairspray and all that stuff in our hair. But after that, for Getting Better and Little Susie, and then from then on, so just Modern Day Cowboy, yes, we were just young, fresh, new at it. They got a little eyeliner on us and the hairspray, but after that, we went, we don't need that stuff. We'll just be us, and maybe you play around with putting some handprints on pants and things, silly little things like that. But wearing our favorite shirts and pants and cowboy boots and all that stuff. But we never focused on that, because a lot of back then let's face it, it's, dude looks like a lady, and you got Motley Crue, which is I admire very much. You got Poison, bands like that, where it was what they call it, glam
metal.
Yeah, glam metal. So we didn't focus on that. We just wanted to write songs from the heart, because our management at the time, Q Prime, they told us, listen, just write from the heart, because you may never sell one record, and there may only be 3 or 4 people in the audience. But if you write from the heart, you're playing songs from the heart, and that might be all you ever have. So that at least you can be on stage playing songs, singing from the heart. And we stuck with that theory, and we're still sticking to that theory, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, I fucking love it. Well, you mentioned Motley and Poison. I mean, obviously they're on tour right now with Def Leppard, the stadium tour. Now, were you guys ever considered to be on as part of that bill? Because you've toured with all 3 bands, and nothing against Joan Jett. I know you've toured with her too. But I think you guys could have opened the show, or maybe even closed it. I mean, that would have been a good fit. Was there ever any consideration?
You know what? Now, I'm just the guy they hand the microphone to, so I don't know if there ever was a consideration. I know we're not on it, but we're fine with that, because they got a nice package. But and like I said, I don't know nothing. I mean that when I say I'm just the guy they hand the microphone to, or I take a pen and paper and write some words and sing them out. But we're loving just being back out there and doing what we love to do most, and people are loving it. And to be honest with you, when we do our headlining set, we get to do an hour and a half, So we're just fine and happy with doing our own headlining sets for an hour and a half. Because when you get on an opening for something like that, sometimes they might give you, 40 minutes, 45, 50, an hour at the most.
Yeah.
So not that we wouldn't have loved to do it. I want to make that very clear.
Right.
But
yeah.
Not that I know of. We weren't asked, and hey, we're fine with doing our own intimate headlining set of an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I looked on the website. It looks like you do have some shows lined up in the U.S., but right now the dates end in September, and I don't see anywhere near me. I'm in Arizona. I don't see Vegas or Phoenix, or are you going to add more dates?
You know what? I'm not sure about that. Now, we have the very best booking agents, Adam Cornfield, and I don't know. Usually things are set up at least 3 months ahead of time, so there could be more. I can't tell you, or that could be it, but I'm not quite sure, Chuck. I can't tell you. I can't honestly respond to that, because I don't know.
Because I know that Monsters of Rock cruise, you're headlining that's 2023. So there's a gap in there. Maybe you'll just have a break then. I don't know.
Well, I know, and breaks are tough, and we had a year and a half when COVID hit. Oh my gosh, 18 months, and that was around the whole world. Now, from what I understand, usually we do the Monsters of Rock when we do it. It's usually like in February or March. And I've overheard that I think this one might be in April or May. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that they're going to book some shows before the Monsters of Rock. But once again, I'm just the guy they hand the microphone to.
Well, yeah. So what you can tell me about at least the set list, because I love this. I heard you guys talking about how you're mixing it up and you're adding in different songs for every show. It's not the same 15, 20 songs for every concert. If you go to see you in a different city, it could be different set list.
That's right. Well, yes. And we like to change it up. Sometimes what we call pull a rabbit out of a hat and play this song that, that the diehard fans would like to hear. But at the same time, we have to play the staple songs,
Sure.
Marty Cowboy love songs, signs. We got to play these staple songs, because we try to mix it up and throw things, like pull a rabbit out of a hat sort of thing. But there's certain songs that are like staple on every set list. You've got to have these songs, because there are people that you're playing for that might say, I haven't seen you since the 80s or, in 91, or you never know. So it's making a set list can be one of the most difficult things because, you know, we have quite a few records. So to try to, you got to have the staple songs in there, and then you go, okay, now what song do we play? So it can be, we used to kind of go around and around with it, but now we're getting better with it. Frank's usually pretty good at it. And then Brian, B-Dub, he's, and we're all right there going, oh, we got to have the staple songs in there. Because, you know, when like Frank will follow the internet, people go, hey, maybe you could play that song. Well, it's like, well, we have to play to the super fans that go to multiple shows, but we also have to play to the people that haven't seen us since the late 80s, you know?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. No, I love it.
Yeah.
I think one of the...
It can be tough.
Yeah. One of the first songs that I ever heard from you guys, because I started getting into rock around 91, was the song Song and Emotion. And I heard you do it on MTV Live, and I was just blown away. Yeah. And I've always loved that song. I just re-listened to it right before the interview, and I'm still getting chills. I didn't know that the song was written about Steve Clark and his death. Did you write that right away after that happened, or did you like reflect back? Because it feels so raw. It feels like you sat down and wrote that immediately after getting that news.
Okay, well, and we almost put that song in the set. That one's getting ready to get put in the set here very soon. It almost went in the set last week, but because that's one of those that the fans really just love, and we love too. Mm-hmm. Now, what we were doing was Psychotic Supper. We were doing it. We did the basic tracks, I think, in Bearsville, where we did our first 2 records. Then we were working in the studio in New York City. We all had an apartment there on 55th Street and 6th Avenue. And at any rate, so every day I would come in later, like at 4 o'clock was my time to come in, and taking the taxi ride from 55th Street and 6th Avenue to the studio. As I was riding in the taxi cab, I would see these people playing, like, say, their saxophone or their guitar or whatever instrument they had, and they would have their case open to take in donations. I would see that, and I would see some of them on the same route I take every day, and I'd see some of these people in the same spots, and I go, oh, I see them there most every day, a lonely man and his guitar. And then the crushing news of Steve Steeman Clark. Oh my gosh. We're like, oh, because Def Leppard they're to this day are big brothers. They took us out on a Hysteria tour for 14 months. Took us under their wing, didn't restrain us from anything, just let us go anywhere we want in the round with a stage in the center of the arena. They just showed us how you treat the opening band as part of the show. Because sometimes they'll go, you can only go up this loud, you can't go over here, you can't go there. They just let us go anywhere we wanted, made us part of the show, so that way people walking into the end of the night, it was a great show. And so then the loss of Steve Clark, and so I was already vocally starting to go with the words, and then, oh my gosh, and then it turned into a dedication to Steve Clark, and so the song just evolved into, oh my gosh, it was really inspired by Steve Clark. He was such a great man, and oh my gosh, I can't express what Steve Clark meant to us. And so the song went from me seeing people on the corners to, and it turned into all about Steve Clark. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Like, is it hard to sing that song though? Does it take you back to that moment where
No, it's all heart. It's all heart. And, it's, that's the way I like to sing, is not think about it, just sing it. And the guys are playing it from the heart. I'm singing it from the heart. And it's an honor to play it for Steve Clark. Oh. Yeah. So it becomes more so of an honor.
Mm-hmm. No, that's really cool.
Love that song. One of my very favorite songs. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said Def Leppard, that was one of the bands that took you out on tour. But what about David Lee Roth? So he takes you out on tour. Yeah. So Brian told me stories like Dave was kind of putting on a show, like you to go backstage and there'd be panties on the ground. And I heard you tell some story about how he went jogging in the snow. Was he
I'm
on
not
cocaine
sure.
or something?
I can't say I saw him. I can't say I saw him jogging in the snow because Brian Wheat, he probably was jogging in the snow too because he does, you know, like his bicycle and his jogging. So I remember wearing rubber boots in the snow and being in like Saginaw when he does Panama and he goes Saginaw. But I never saw him jogging in the snow, but I wouldn't doubt it. That was our very first tour ever. Starting off in New Haven, Connecticut, you know.
Yeah. That's got to be a lot. And then the Motley Crue tour. I mean, you guys have done tours with, is there any band that you haven't toured with that you want to?
Wow. It's like when people go, where all have you been? I go, it's easier to say where we haven't been.
Right.
Let me see. What bands have we not played with? Led Zeppelin, which can't happen because John Bonham is not there. And so the Rolling Stones, big inspiration. We've never played with them. My first concert was Dan the Green number 3 at the Oakland Coliseum in 1978. Van Halen opened the show. Then AC/DC came out, and we're like, me and my 3 friends were like, whoa, who is this? Loved it. So Bon Scott and Malcolm Young were my very biggest inspirations. And then Pat Travers came out. We're great friends with him. And then Foreigner came out, and then Aerosmith. That was in 1978, somewhere in June or July, 1978, Day on the Green number 3, Oakland Coliseum. That was my first concert. I was 19 years old.
Wow. Did you never tour with, or you never do shows with Aerosmith or AC/DC ever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We played several shows with them, yes.
Yeah, so
yep.
That's amazing. So those bands inspired you. What else inspires you in terms of songwriting? Like, is there books or TV shows or movies or anything else that inspires you besides other music?
I don't read books much. There's never a movie theater in the little town. There wasn't even a doctor or a dentist in Georgetown in Northern California where I grew up in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. No movie theater, so I'm not much for going to movies. I don't read many books, but it's those concerts. Oh my gosh, just when Bon Scott so Van Halen comes out, they got in '78 running with the devil. It was great. They were great showmen and all this, and great artists. But when Bon Scott came out there in jeans and tennis shoes and no shirt, and just the way he worked that microphone and the way Malcolm just played that rhythm guitar and would come up and dun, dun, keep and step back and then step up, dun, dun, keep. Every night I would say, I take Bon Scott and Malcolm Young on stage with me every night, every stage I step on.
Wow. Have you haven't written a song about them specifically though?
You can be inspired by tons of people and you go, well, that song doesn't sound nothing like them, but you're still inspired by them. We've met bands that are like these really heavy, hardcore bands, and they'll go, oh my gosh, when we meet them, they go, oh my gosh, you're such a big inspiration. And I'd go, wow, their music is much heavier than Tesla's or whatever, but still they were inspired by it. So, I was inspired. I was born in '58, so old school country, Hank Williams, all this stuff, Merle Haggard, George Jones, all these, Waylon Jennings, and then rock and roll. Oh my gosh, my first concert in '78 being that lineup I just told you about. It's like, boy. So you have all these inspirations, and I grew up in the '70s, graduated high school in '76 in Oklahoma, majoring in FFA 1, 2, and 3, and couldn't grow you nothing but. I just grew up listening to all bands like Bad Company, ZZ Top. When I talk about ZZ Top, I'm thinking of Tres Hombres. I know most of their bigger hits were later on, but She's Got Legs and, Sharp Dressed Man and all that. But for me,
yes.
LaGrange. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So many things like that. Like I said, Bad Company. I got bands like JoJo Gunn, Blood Rock, uh, oh, all these bands that people go, who is that? And I'll go, all I know is that's who inspired me. So bands like that people will go, I've never heard of it. I go, well, I did hear of it, and we used to play their 8-track tapes, and that's a big inspiration for me. A lot of bands like that, but I don't even know when these guys and the other guys in the band can say names. I don't know names of people. We were listening to 8-track tapes. The label had bubbled off long ago. You don't even know what the cover looked like, much less the people that were on it or who were playing in it. So, you know, you can say like Paul Rogers, and I'll know that, oh, he's the singer, because we played with him sub with Bad Company, but I don't know names of members of bands and stuff. And, you know, and sometimes I'll played with people and they'll go, oh, you just played with so-and-so, so-and-so. And I go, oh, okay. And what band is that from? And they'll go like Toto. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, Steve Lukather. So I'm a small town boy, will always be small town boy. And I don't know all these names. I don't know what they look like, but I sure know what their music felt like.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense though. I mean, you're kind of in it, and you're in your own band, and you're making your own music. You don't have time to. I know, because a lot of musicians I talk to don't listen to other like new music or new bands today. Are you feeling the same way?
I listen to some new music.
Oh, do you?
I've got kids, so they play me stuff, and sometimes it could even be like into some rap and what's the thing of today, but I don't know who it is or what they'll play it for me. But I've had people that turn me on to a lot of music, and I go, oh, I love this. Or it's like, say, Led Zeppelin. If you go Out on the Tiles, I go, well, can you play the song for me? And, oh yeah, I love that song. So that Led Zeppelin's a perfect example. I don't know the titles of the songs when people go, oh yeah, Out on the Tiles, going to California, oh, Black Dog and all this. And then when I hear it, I go, oh, I love this song. I listen to it. I grew up on it, but I don't know them by name.
No, I think, yeah, especially because there's so much music now, it's hard to remember the name of every title. And now, you don't listen to like digital music? Or are you more still into records and CDs?
Well, I listen to digital music. I mean, a lot of things are done digitally. When we did reel to reel, that was to go back to the 2-inch tape. But I listen to digital stuff. We're in the digital world, so. But if you give me a digital name of a song, or I'll go, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what about
again, Chuck? I'm just the guy they hand the microphone.
Yeah. Well, you don't even have social media, from what I could tell. And so, did you ever have it and you got rid of it, or you just never had a desire to have it?
No. And years ago, I went on our Tesla, the band, and I said thanks to maybe some people say in Chicago or Illinois, and a couple people in Iowa or something. I'm just using these. I'm not saying this is exact, but they went, well, that hurts my feelings. You didn't mention us. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the one time I went on Tesla, the band. And so then when MySpace came along, that's when people could get the domain name. So some guy got Jeff Keith MySpace. I didn't know it, but I was told about it. Somebody was helping us run that kind of stuff at the time, says, hey, this guy's got your name. And fans are on there going, this doesn't sound like JK. So we had to go after the guy, maybe threaten to sue him. I don't know the exact story. We got the domain name of mine, Jeff Keith MySpace. Then that turned into Jeff Keith Facebook, is it called?
Mm-hmm.
And the fans all know I don't go on there. I don't even look at it. And they all are okay with that. They know that. I don't go on the internet, but I know I'm on there.
Gotcha. Okay. So somebody else runs because obviously Tesla, the band, has social media and all that. So someone else runs that.
And the other guys do social media.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Right. Okay.
They fill me in on what I need to be filled in on. And, I'm the kind of guy, if I'm not playing music, I'm riding my dirt bike or playing baseball with my son. Just picked him up from football practice. He's 11. My youngest daughter, Courtney, she's 24. She graduated from Chico State. When I give her rides to school every morning, she would play music for me. And so I get turned on to this new stuff the kids are listening to. And now my 11-year-old son's doing it, Joe Bob. But so I listen to new digital stuff, and I have people that, and then like when I'm with friends and we're playing stuff like, say, from the 70s, and I'll go, oh, I love this song. And, oh, I never knew this song was, Creedence Clearwater Revival, or I didn't know it was, Robin Trower, and I love Robin Trower. So once again, I have people that are turning me on to all this music, but once again, I don't know any facts about it. I just know for a fact that it very much inspired me, and I love the music, and I love the songs.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I know you gotta get out of here. I just have one or two more questions. If that's okay. The album Shock, that was the last full album that you guys did, and it was produced by Def Leppard's Phil Collen. But now he helped co-write some of the songs, and he shared some of the ideas that he had learned from legendary producer Mutt Lange. What are those ideas that he taught you guys?
Oh, he taught us a lot, and it was really fun to do, and we just followed his lead. And he co-wrote, I think, on every single song. The only one I wrote lyrics to was Forever Loving You. And that I did my own, because I start with humming a melody and then I fill in the blanks with words. So that was the only one. You know what was fun with Phil? Because usually with Tesla, we'll go in, we'll work on a song, get the basic track live, and then build on it from there. We've done all of our records usually like that. But with Phil, it was fun because we were following his lead, and we would come in and say, sometimes I'd come in and I'd sing the verse on this song, and then we, in the same day, jump over to the chorus on the song. Oh, let's sing the bridge on this song. And, and so we learned how to go from one song to another song all in one day. And usually Tesla, like I said, we would just go to one song, work on that till we got it, what we felt in the bag, and then would go to the next song. So with Phil, it was fun to come in and, sing the chorus of this song. Okay, now let's jump over and let's sing the verse on this song. Oh, let's work on this bridge on this song all in one day. So it was a great experience. Wonderful. And Phil, like I said, he's our big brother, and he really taught us a lot. We really enjoyed that.
Well, that's really cool. Well, yeah, I hope there's another full album, because I'm loving all the new stuff that you put out. So, and I definitely look forward to hopefully seeing you guys live. If I got to take a road trip, I guess I'll have to do that.
Hey, and let us know, Chuck, and we'll roll out the red carpet for you. And you know what? We very are album oriented, so you will get another album out of us. Just when we just talked about probably 4 or 5 months ago, and Frank, I remember him saying that, oh, maybe in the next year or two we'll put out a record, but right now we can just kind of do this download single thing,
Mm-hmm. No, cool. All right. Yeah. Awesome. Well,
so you get another album out of us, Chuck, and hopefully you'll love it.
I will, for sure. I always end each episode with a charity. Is there something, a cause that's near and dear to your heart that you want to promote here besides obviously Tesla and your music?
Sure. I would love if you have anything in your area where they're helping people young and old. Like, say, sometimes they may have a shelter or something where people can go to get food, but there's some people that can't. They have no way of getting there. So maybe I've heard of something where it's sort of not Meals on Wheels, but where they can go into the woodwork to the people that have no way to get to where they're offering help. And so I don't know what charity that would be.
Okay, that's not Meals on Wheels.
People can't get some charity where people can't get to where they're helping people. They have no means of transportation or way to get there, and they go to the people and bring them food.
Okay, I'll look into that, and I'll put that in the notes along with Tesla's website, and people can check for tour dates and listen to the new song is not out yet, but it's coming soon, August.
Time to Rock.
Yes, Time to Rock. It's a great song. And all the rest of the catalog is available now. They can listen to it.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. This has been a blast.
You bet. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you. And sorry if you have to travel somewhere, but if you're going to travel, come see us. Let us know.
Okay, will do. How do I just let Jody know, or how do I can't get a hold of you? You're not on social media.
Jody will get a hold of Dean Robson,
Okay.
our tour manager, and he helps manage the band also with Brian Wheat. So if you get a hold of Jody, Jody knows who to get a hold of for you to get, get you a couple tickets and passes, definitely, so we can say hello.
Cool, thanks. I'd love it. That'd be great. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
You bet, Chuck. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you again to Jeff for taking the time to do that, and also to his PR person, Jody, for helping set that up. I know he doesn't do a lot of interviews, so I'm incredibly grateful. Make sure to support Tesla. Download the new song, Time to Rock. You can stream it, buy some Tesla merch, go see the band on tour, follow them on social media, share their stuff, etc. If you enjoyed this interview, check out some of my other ones. I had Brian Wheat of Tesla on earlier, and I was re-listening to that one earlier today. It's actually a really good interview. So if you like Tesla, you might enjoy that one. Tons of other great rock music episodes, like, hey, the band I'm wearing the shirt of, Tora Tora. Great band, great rock band, blues rock. If you like Tesla, you'll love them. Lots of other good stuff. Check it out. If you like the show, subscribe to the show, follow me on social media, share it with a friend, or spam it to an enemy, whatever you want to do. Thank you for your support. Have a great rest of your day, and shoot for the moon.